Hey guys, so I saw some of you in the comment section below wanted us to talk about this Buzzfeed Beta Male video. I think this was on a video that we put out a couple days ago. What were our thoughts on the Buzzfeed Beta Male video? To be honest, I hadn't heard of it until I saw that you guys were talking about it. So I took a look, and if you're not familiar, we're not gonna include it here, but you can type in Buzzfeed Beta Male and it'll come up. It's one of the most disliked Buzzfeed videos I've seen in a long time. And in short, to be concise, it just sort of depicts a guy who is struggling to find a match, a girl, and he's on the internet, and it looks like he's sort of on what the equivalent of like a 4chan, and as a result, he turns to trolling and he starts trolling BuzzFeed videos. And it's not like one of those taste test videos or one of those we tried this for a day. It's more,
like a short
it's
film.
a scripted short film sort of thing. And a lot of people were very upset with how it depicted this guy. Some people were saying that he obviously had some sort of a social anxiety, and instead they're turning it to be about beta males. And then it becomes this whole conversation of what in fact is a beta male, which I wasn't super familiar with prior to this. So do you have any views on this?
To add to what you were saying, basically the video is an attempt to kind of show the tragic path a white cisgendered male goes through from being kind of like normal in society to becoming like a red pill MRA type of guy.
Okay.
That like the kind of people that you look at on YouTube videos and you see the comments, you're like, who the fuck would write this terrible thing about this person?
Right.
They're trying to like create a backstory of like how that person came to be.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what they're trying to do. They're trying to sort of give examples of situations where you might know this person. So they're trying to sort of put like a human face to an internet troll. But the problem that I felt when watching this, and I've been trolled before, like I get shit said about me. I get trolled all the time for being a lesbian, and like people will say things about me or my chin or whatever. I think that you can't reduce an entire internet population, even if they are unsavory, even if you don't like what they say, to one experience. So I think if they had just said like, I think that honestly the video would have been better received because it was so poorly received kind of across the board if they had titled it like BuzzFeed Doug and then just been like, this is the story of Doug. But because they're labeling an entire population of
That's a really
beta
good point
males,
actually. I think this video would have been just like everyone would have loved it a lot more if they just kept it generic like that. And you just kind of find out by the end, oh my God, this is a tragic story. Instead of being like, oh, this is what happens to a beta male.
So I think when it comes to writing, and I wouldn't say that I'm a great writer, but I do write. When you're writing your characters, you wanna have empathy for them. And what struck me about this really short video, so who knows how they could have fleshed it out if it was a feature television program, a full character, is that the writers didn't really seem to have that much empathy for this guy's situation. It was never, and everyone, even the worst, Murder with Friends, like even the worst characters, the most reviled individuals throughout history, if you're gonna paint them fully, no one, very few, maybe there are some exceptions, but very few people are just pure to their core evil. And I think that that's what I disliked about this video is that it was a one-note character.
Right, and like this guy was like, he was a really good guy until then just like a series of events made him turn into this monster.
He wasn't that good of a guy. They said that he was unemployed and
it's
the whole thing was about him getting a girl.
I think in reality, a lot of these people that have all these hateful feelings and whatever, it starts from a much younger age. It doesn't just happen because, oh, like I'm trying like to be a good person, like I'm trying to look for a girlfriend and it's not working out for me. Here's like 6 months later, I'm this fucking evil troll.
Like I got a job. She rejected me because of this, and then I got a job.
There are so many factors that go into what leads some people down that path.
I think that also BuzzFeed sort of was attempting a fight they couldn't win. Because BuzzFeed is really the antithesis of internet trolls, because internet trolls have a field day on BuzzFeed videos. There's a lot to tease. I've been in BuzzFeed videos and they can be kind of goofy sometimes and a little bit just not very great self-observers, I guess. And I think that they were writing this not fully understanding the demographic of which they were writing about. And that kind of shows in how they were able to relate it.
Yeah, no, I think they they believe that their audience is that simple-minded. I mean, and if you
But that's unfortunate,
if you go by the kind of articles, sorry, that BuzzFeed puts out,
right?
Like I'm not surprised that they feel that way.
So here's what I want to clarify.
But videos don't translate the same way that articles do half the time. Like an article, you'll go in, like you won't really think about it. You'll mindlessly click through it if it's a quiz, or you'll just read those articles with all the different GIFs and whatever. But then a video is like totally different playing field.
It doesn't have as much of an impact, I think is what you're saying. Like they could have had an article that said, "Are you a beta male?"
Yes.
And it probably would have gone a little bit viral, but not really. Whereas a video, they're putting a face to it, and then consequentially they're showing that now this person is one of the trolls on a BuzzFeed video. It was literally.
You gotta try a lot harder if you're gonna put a video together like that.
Yeah, I just think that the storytelling was a little flimsy. But just to clarify for you guys, because I wasn't really familiar with what a beta male was. This is from Wikipedia. A beta male, or simply beta, is a term for men perceived as weak or emasculated. The term has been frequently used in manospheres and was later adopted by alt-right activists who question feminist views on gender roles, masculinity, and manhood. So beta frequently applies to men who are associated with feminism or men who are not assertive, particularly with women. And you definitely see that reflected in this video, because his whole sort of struggle is that he really wants to get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I think that, I don't know, I understand why people want us to sort of comment on it, because it definitely is something that you see around in internet culture. And if you're watching this video,
yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that these social constructs of beta and alpha males have really taken such a foothold.
Yeah, because they don't exist. Well,
they're not real. These things are not. They don't exist.
Yeah. So here's another thing I found from the independent.co.uk. This is from a study on the division between alpha and beta males. Someone says a researcher says that alpha and beta greatly simplifies the multidimensionality of masculinity and grossly underestimates what a man is capable of becoming. But it also doesn't even get at the heart of what is really attractive to women. So I think that sort of like hits the nail on the head for me about why this video was not as well done as maybe they were trying for. I don't know if they were trying. I don't want to say that like they intentionally made a shitty video that they didn't think it through. I just think that they were coming at it from two different sides of things, and it's another case of like, people are so polarized in this day and age where it's like you're either a troll or you're a social justice warrior.
It's not black and white.
And it's not that black and white. And I think that's kind of what BuzzFeed got called out for, is that they are on the side of social justice, which I would consider myself a social justice warrior, but you still have to like respect the you still have to respect the experience and the opinions of people, even if they're voicing their dissent for the videos you're putting out there.
BuzzFeed is the king of perpetuating black and white thinking. With everything that they do. It's either you're this or this. Like there is a specific label for what you are. So what is it? Are you Ariel or like Princess Jasmine?
So
you know, like you're not any of those things.
Take the quiz and find out, and you're only Princess Jasmine. Yeah. I mean, I know what you mean. I think that in their defense, what they are trying to do is showcase how many layers of labels there are. You know, that's where they have succeeded, in my opinion, is that before there was not a lot of representation for like gay kids on the internet, or there was not a lot of representation for all different dimensions of people on the internet. And BuzzFeed gave those people that voice. They started talking about the experiences of people that you don't normally hear about. But I think that as YouTube, as the internet has grown, it's sort of spiraled into something where you still do have to fit, even if you're saying you don't fit into these categories, you still have to fit into certain boxes or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if there's a right answer to this, but I do know that this video was not done well, and I think a lot of you guys echoed that. So we want to hear from you in the comment section below. What do you think of our new couch setup? I'm gonna ask that on every video.
I like it.
Until you say that you love it.
I'm all for it.
We love it. I might wear pajamas next time we do this. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we will see you next time on Pop Trigger.